I believe peace is possible as more and more people unite. We're all God's children. We're all one blood. We were made in His image, and we're all on the same platform. So first of all, you need to find peace within yourself. Because it's when we start trying to play top dog that we start getting angry and violent, and we think we deserve. Our people group is small. It is very, very different. Growing up, I felt like a museum piece, because we are so different from mainstream America. But I believe that level of interaction is possible. Like, we embrace each other. That doesn't mean we have to be like each other, but that level of peace is possible. And as we find each other, we will, I firmly believe, we will create larger and larger communities of people who will live on that level of peace. It's an invitation. God never manipulates you. Never. It's a choice. We're not His puppets. And so we have that choice to enter that level of peace. And on the behalf of our community, I'm believing for that here. Does it look like that now? Nothing like it. There are so few people who even understand that concept. I see the look on their faces when I try to explain it. Like it's so foreign to most people in this world. But I do believe that level of peace is possible. We believe that Jesus was born in Bethlehem, and He came to represent God, His Father. He said that He would never do anything unless God told Him what to say and what to do. He loved everyone that was wanting to respect God as their Father. Now, I know when He went into the temple and the people that were stealing, He turned over their tables. He never killed people, but it doesn't mean He didn't confront the evil in that way, in nonviolent ways. But I think that as we embrace that, if we live the way that Jesus lived, it's walking in His footsteps, and He valued each person that came to Him that wanted that level of interaction. And we can follow in His footsteps and value each person, because we're the same family. We're brothers, we're sisters. This is how Jesus said we should live. Our people group are not violent in any way. They went to prison for not being in war, not wanting to participate. Some of them would go and be cooks, but there were lots of people that were put in prison because they said, we will not do this. So that level, like, our people group has been representing that no, we will not kill. We have a book, it's called The Martyr's Mirror. It's several inches thick of thousands and thousands and thousands that were killed during the 1600s, 1500s. And so growing up, we were taught very, very strongly that violence is never an option. And we are here not to love sin. We never love the things people do if they're against God's ways. But we love the people, and we will rather let ourselves be killed and be put in prison than to kill you because you think I have to be like you, or, we will. There's lots of stories that even the families would, when their perpetrators came to kill them, they would give them a meal, offer them good, offer them acts of kindness. That's what The Martyr's Mirror is full of, stories like that. People that were killed, but then also stories of people who did good to the people who came to kill them. In some instances, they were still killed. But then in other instances, the people that came to kill, it touched their heart at a level that they realized, no, I don't want to be involved in this kind of thing. I'm not going to do this. the reason I think people are fighting each other is because they aren't connected with God and they don't feel valued and loved by God individually. So because of that, they're thinking of the other person and the grievances they have against the other person, instead of thinking, okay, God, why do you have me here? You created me. You planned for life to be beautiful. What's my role in making this earth a beautiful place? I believe the reason people are against each other is because they are not aligned with God and thinking of how the way each person should live should come directly from God, not from a religious system, not from any kind of system that they might find themselves in. There are benefits to listening to those around you, but you directly are responsible to God as your Father. I think a lot of people in this world are being hoodwinked, and there's puppeteers that are pulling strings, and they just have these people dancing to their tune, and the darkness wants to create such a chaotic place to live that they can do their damage undercover so it looks like the common people are doing it. But if the common people would stop listening to the puppeteers, they don't even realize they're being fed information they don't even realize, and instead let go of that information, align themselves to what is God telling me about this situation? What should I do? How should I treat this neighbor beside me? This person who is wounded, this person who is sick, this person who is hungry. Jesus always went about doing good. He never excluded anyone, even if it was from other people groups. He didn't exclude anyone. We're all God's family. That's all God requires of us. And so when we get out of our own alignment with who God created us to be as humanity, we start acting like dogs and fighting each other and killing each other and laughing at each other's ill will, the bad that's coming to them. That's never God's ways, never what He wants us to live. For us to see those things on a personal level, we have to be willing to change. And I think that's why people are not letting themselves go to that level, because you'll realize how much people have been feeding you information. What percent of it is accurate doesn't matter. Because definitely all the information that's being fed, there's a lot that isn't true, and it's the perception is manipulated from the darkness. So if we push all that out of the way and spend time without cell phones, without the clutter of mainstream society, go off for a month and don't interact with anyone. See how you will detox from your own thinking, and you'll start listening to what God wants you to hear. I believe it's very possible, and I'm believing that I will see this in my lifetime, that there will be huge communities of all people groups. We don't have to be the same. Our people group is so distinctive, like I felt like a museum piece. That's not, but I was willing to do that just to talk about my faith, because we worked in the public, but I was willing to do that for the sake of people seeing that you don't have to be like everybody else and still be contented. You can still find purpose. It's because we're supposed to be different. Look at the fish, look at the birds, they're all different. Love is the strongest force. I thank God that since our people group has been in the United States, in America, it hasn't happened on that level. There were people that were put in prison during the wars, but it was men and young boys that would have been fighting age. But there are tough decisions in life that There's no one that can give you advice, and no one that can help you through except God. My heart's cry is just for people to find God, because I don't have answers. We don't.